Well, good morning. I'm very pleased to be here this morning and to have the chance to talk to you a little bit about the silver surface and what's going on. As we have heard in some of the presentations before, lots of new things are coming in the area of new technologies that also will have an impact on what we will see in terms of, oh, I have to put it on, I'm sorry, just a second, in terms of what we will see in the tourism area. So what I want to show you, trends. We've been seeing trends now for the last 2 days. So let's also have a look at what the trends are doing with the silver surfers, with people at a certain age and how they travel, how they plan their traveling. Then a little bit of senior travel analysis and a summary and conclusion. So what are the trends influencing e-tourism in Germany at the moment? Let's have a look. You have heard it before, demographic development is one of the key points. We see big groups changing in age, having different requirements in terms of tourism, having different ways of booking travels, of looking for offers and so on. Then the increased usage of tablet PCs, we're going to have a look into that as well. Yesterday we have learned that each person in Germany on average has 4.3 mobile devices in their possession, and let's have a look at the tablet PCs and what they are doing to us there as well. And what do best agers online? Now, best agers, what's that? Let's have a look. Also at the composition of the population and how we see these groups of best agers coming about. As you can see, these are the numbers that we have in Germany, 82 million people, and then of course how is, if we look at the demographic development, what's going on there? We have decreasing birth rates, you know that. We also have increasing life expectancy, and at the same time we have some migration, but not that much that it can balance the whole thing. So you know probably these shapes here, and the mushroom shape is one of those that everybody's talking about, saying, okay, we have people of a certain age and we have a lot of them, and how do we deal with that? And if you look at how the mushroom is moving up there, you can see there is a significant group of people that also will be users, for example, in the area of e-tourism. Now, silver surfers and best agers. Let's have a look. Very often they say best agers, what are they? Most of the time they're talked about as 50 plus, so 50 years and over. But sometimes it's 60 plus or 70 plus or 80 plus and so on. And it really depends who you talk to, what the definition is, and you have to just clarify that. One thing for sure is all of them can be silver surfers. And silver surfers are always people who have access to the internet, who use the internet at a certain age. Starting most of the time, they are part of the silver surfers, part of the best agers. So those who are best agers and have access to the internet, that are the silver surfers, just for the definition. Now, here, what I wanted to show you with this, can you see that? Can you see that? All right, what I wanted to show you here is really that if you look at the categories from 50 to 99, or 60 to 69 and 70 plus and so on, what you will see that these are really categories that are growing, and we've seen it in the mushroom, that we have more and more people in that area there, and it's the largest increase in the group of the 60 to 69 and 70 plus. So that would be your grandma, your grandpa. Just think of them now. Do they have mobile phones? Do they? Any of them? They have mobile phones? Okay. What about internet access? Not yet? Yes? Okay. All right. So things are changing there as well. And yes, we have the silver surface here. What does it mean if we have a demographic change here in terms of all the participants in the process of tourism? Of course, we will have direct influences because there will be different demands. Depending on the age group, people will want to do different things and they want to have different services. That's one thing we're going to see as well later on. The job market will change. We can see that also from here in the department. You may maybe work in the future for a company offering tourism offers on the internet, portals and so on. And then of course, tourist workplaces, tourist offers. If you have a different kind of people that are coming to you with different requirements, like for example, silver surfers, best agers, they want to have different services from people that may be 19 or 20 or 25, something like that, or after that in terms of age. So there is a big change there as well, and all of like accommodations, hotels or travel agencies will have to change their offers. They will have to change what they are providing to their customers. Should we put down the, okay. Okay, so changes that will come with a new group of travelers, with people who have already experience, a lot of experience on travel. Can you still hear me, or is it too loud? All right, then I'll wait a second. Better? Much better. Okay, how about you? Is it all right for you as well? Yeah? Okay. Right, now let's just take one example. Short holiday trips, you know, over the weekend or one-day trips, things like that. What does that do to the number of people? How many people will be there who would want to do something like that? And if we look at the, for example, 60 plus 2007 and the forecast for 2020, there is an increase of 3.49 million persons who might want to take a weekend or a day trip or something like that. That is a lot of business that's coming along. And how are they going to get those offers? How is it that they will access it in terms of, are they going to do it on the internet or are they going to the travel agencies? Now, tablets. Big topic. We've heard it on the other presentations as well. Let's have a look at how many people own a tablet PC in Germany. So, any one of you having one? Not yet. Some of you, not yet. What about you? Not yet. All right. We have just seen it in the other presentation. It's going to be a real big business for Christmas. Really, really big in Germany. We are going to see many more tablet PCs here. So we had, this is the expectation, plus 52% compared to 2011. And it's going to be a major driver. Nobody would have thought that at the very beginning, but it's going to be like that. And also interesting, who of our grandmas and grandpas do own that? Well, there is a number there. It's not that large yet, but I think it's my strong belief this is going to change dramatically in the future regarding to that. So now I want to show you a little video where we also will meet Ilse Marie Sturck, which I thought that was really interesting.
Sie wollen ins Netz. Diese Senioren aus der norddeutschen Stadt Bremen haben einen straffen Trainingsplan. Surfen, mailen, skypen. Und das alles per Tablet-Computer.
Alle aus meiner Familie haben sie haben immer gesagt, ach, du kannst das doch nicht, du bist ja schon älter. Und als nun hier dieses gute Angebot kam, da habe ich gesagt, dann mache ich mit. Ich muss mich da doch ein bisschen einarbeiten.
Der Kurs ist beliebt. Seit März treffen sich die 65- bis 90-Jährigen einmal wöchentlich zur betreuten Sprechstunde. Die ersten Erfahrungen sind positiv. Der Tablet-Computer macht den Einstieg leichter.
Es gibt Personen mit so einem leichten Tremor, die so ein bisschen, also wirklich auch Bedienschwierigkeiten haben, weil die Hand zittert. Und dass die aber trotzdem immer wieder das Gerät in die Hand nehmen und damit anfangen zu arbeiten und ja, Spaß dran haben. Also das hat mich erstaunt, dass sie da nicht das Gerät eher aus der Hand legen.
Die erste Hürde ist auch, bestehende Vorurteile abbauen und den Senioren mehr zutrauen. Das will auch Jutta Kroll von der Stiftung Digitale Chancen. Aus ihrer Sicht bringt die neue Technik viele Vorteile.
Beim klassischen PC muss ich aber erstmal lernen, wie kriege ich die Schrift überhaupt größer. Wenn ich beim Tablet-PC einmal zeige, dass es ein Fingerwischen ist und ich kann alles sofort sehen, das sind so Einstiegserfahrungen, wo dann auch die Bereitschaft da ist, sich mit den Details, die ich ja dann im Verlaufe der Nutzung noch lernen muss, wirklich zu beschäftigen.
Und das ist wichtig. Nach einer Studie der Bundesregierung ist die Hälfte aller Deutschen über 50 offline. Bei den über 70-Jährigen sind es sogar mehr als 70%.
Gerade aber für ältere Menschen, die möglicherweise heute ja nicht mehr unbedingt direkt im familiären Umfeld leben, wo die Familie verstreut ist, bestehen natürlich gute Möglichkeiten, mit Nutzung des Internet hier diese Kommunikation weiter zu pflegen und im sozialen Leben zu bleiben.
Doch auch beim Tablet gibt es Hürden. Das Einschalten und das Einrichten eines Benutzerkontos. Den Touchscreen bedienen die Senioren dagegen meist schnell und intuitiv. An der Computermaus ist früher so mancher Rentner gescheitert.
Learning by doing. Das kriege ich dauernd zu hören. Frag nicht so, mach, setz dich ran und mach selber.
Jeder Kursteilnehmer entdeckt andere Vorzüge der Tablets.
Mit so einem Ding kann man also auf Reisen in der Bundesbahn mit dem Auto, kann man sein E-Mail empfangen, kann man also telefonieren, kann man alles machen, ohne an den häuslichen Computer gebunden zu sein. Das ist eine tolle Sache. Ne?
Der 80-Jährige reist viel durch Deutschland. Jetzt hat er den Tablet-Computer immer im Gepäck.
Schiff meint endlich. Opa schafft mit.
Okay. Let me go there. So I think this was a really fascinating clip for me because I thought, yeah, it's not so difficult. And then I just showed my mom my tablet PC, and it was very interesting that she didn't need any big explanations or things like that. She just started to go like that or go like this and try things out, and I thought that was really, really fascinating. I stood there and thought, wow, it's self-explanatory, and you really can use that. And why not have that also for others, such that they can book their travels or they can do other things with that. All right, so we're going to see big business during Christmas. You may have seen that in November, in the month of November, the number of new tablets introduced to the market just in time for the Christmas business has been quite huge. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and. So they all get ready for the big run for the Christmas shopping, and really want to also have their share in the business there. And this is going to really, really change the infrastructure in the households. So how do best agers perceive travel offers? What kind of things do they want to see in the area of travel? Yes, of course, there's always the group travel, and they very often do that, like bus travels and things like that. Or there are clubs One thing I didn't know that before is really that Germany is also supporting travel activities from senior citizens, from best agers. One thing we also will see on one of the next slides is that the budgets best agers have is of course not as high as when you were still working. So this is also an important factor. How can I find a really cost effective offer that in the end I can afford? Because I will not have that much money with my pension anymore. And if I still want to travel, how can I do that? So discounts are very important. And then of course healthcare is a point, as we can imagine there. But then also very often, like if I want to learn a new language, I want to know something about a certain topic, and I want to make a trip regarding that topic. Then many women are single in the area of the best agers, and they really still also want to go on a holiday, on a vacation, and therefore it's very important also to offer things in that area for the best agers. Cruises are very much liked, and you see that, this couple here with a big ship in the background. Some of them also say, okay, the winter in Germany is a bit tough for us, and we know it. And so let's travel somewhere during the winter time for 3 months. We go to Sri Lanka, and we're going to stay there, or we go to America, and especially, for example, that's not in Germany, but if you look at the number of senior citizens or best agers in the United States who have a caravan, and then they just go south and spend the winter somewhere where it's really nice and warm. And of course we do see that in Germany as well. Then coaches, that's what I said before, bus traveling, religious travel, pilgrimage and so on is something that is also quite often there. And sales travel, yes, I've put that here, but sometimes it has a bit of a negative touch, because it seems that very often companies try to sell senior citizens something that they really don't need, and make a cheap bus trip somewhere nice to a nice place, but then try to take advantage of them, which is, I think, a bit of an ethical problem there. All right. Also, what are the requirements of best agers? Normally, they have quite an experience in terms of traveling. They have seen a lot of the world, they have seen a lot of hotels, they have seen a lot of services, and they want quality. They really want high-level quality, and good look at the budget, we said that. And one really important thing, what they really hate is if they are treated as someone who is not as witty or as responsible or as another grown-up person, and they don't want to be treated like that. It's really important that they are treated equally, and not said, oh, you can't walk anymore, you can't do this, or you're a bit tatty, things like that. They don't want to hear things like that. They want to be respected as well. And this is one of the challenges for those who offer services in that area. You really have to do it in a way that people don't feel offended by the fact that you're trying to really help them and make sure that they can enjoy their holiday, their vacation. Okay. So, and then now let's have a look at how do they book their vacation. And as you can see, those who travel a lot, much more go online, or much more are online, are much more on the silver surfer side than those who really go once a year. It's the other way around. Once a year, you see they much often go online, and the others very often go through the travel agencies. So you see it's coming, but we're not quite there. Here, why do you book it? And the main reasons I wanted to go here, again, it's the budget thing coming in, and I can compare easily. So if I go to a travel agency, I may not be seeing all the offers that are available. And here I can really make a comparison there. And very often I get a good price. So a lot is about the budget, as you can see. And also, why would you change on online travel portals? I think the greatest fear that silver surfers have is really that they get ripped off, that they are running into some criminal activity and they don't know what to do with it. This is really a fear, I think. And if they find a trustworthy source and feel that they can trust the offers that are there, then they're really willing to do that. But they feel very uncomfortable. If you look at the media, very often it's said, oh, cybercrime and so on. And so people feel a bit insecure because they're not that familiar with the technology that they are using here. All right? Okay, so again, here is the budget. As you can see, there are different different ages. You have different kind of budgets that you can use for your travel. And I think it's very important to really understand that, especially, and here you see they say the silver surfer 60 plus, they have less money available, and as we go along in terms of the demographic development, this could be even more stronger, that we see that they have really less money available for their disposal in terms of, for example, travel and so on. That's an interesting statistic, because most of the time, interesting enough, most of them say, I don't have any negative experiences. I haven't been, offended or harassed or bullied or something. So I thought at the moment there is this big fear, and I think for some of the points it's really valid, but at the same time they don't have that much of that experience. I assume maybe it's because they're not using the internet extensively enough to have that kind of experience, not yet. All right. So what kind of travel do they need? Most of the time, the silver surfers are very active, also very healthy, but as time goes on, little things come in, little impairments appear, like we heard that, the little tremor that sometimes you have your hands shake a bit, or you don't hear as well, things like that, or you don't see as well, you can't go up the stairs as well as you could before 10 years ago, things like that. So here what we see is if you had, for example, an illness, there is a need there, or you are going on becoming a pensioner and have to change your lifestyle a little bit. So you may want to do some more for your health, things like that, or physical fitness prevention. So you want to make sure that you stay healthy as long as possible, because many people want to stay at home, so they really invest in their health and may go on vacation, on trips to do that. Also, sometimes there is the health travel there, that you go to other countries where certain offers are available much cheaper than in Germany, like going to the dentist in Eastern Europe could be something that you might want to consider, or other things there. And again, reduction of income, that's what I mentioned already. So they're really interested in the deals that are affordable to them, and really want to understand also with the budget in mind, how is the location like, what are the prices there, and things like that. Okay. So mobility is a big topic there. If they use certain capabilities in terms of mobility, they really want to be supported on one side. At the same time, as I said before, they don't want to be treated like children, saying, oh, you can't go up the stairs anymore, we help you, but you really have to provide that kind of service in a different way so they can accept it. Okay? They don't travel as far. Some people don't then say, well, I don't want to fly anymore, things like that. or I can't get on a train alone or off a train, or I really need some guidance there. So how do I do that? Is there anybody there who can help me with my 2 suitcases? Just think about your grandma. You know, 2 heavy suitcases, grandma on and off the train. Is that something she might want to do still or not? Well, some can, and some say, well, I don't feel comfortable with that. I need some help there. And how can that be provided, for example? Also, how do I get to the hotel? Is there someone picking me up because I don't know the location? And I might get confused, things like that. Okay? Confused in terms of where am I? Luggage service, a lift in the hotel. Most of the time that's there, but sometimes it's not. It really depends. So you want to know that beforehand. You don't want to come to your vacation spot and then all of a sudden you find out, oh, I can't come up to my room because it's 2 stairs up. What can I do then? All right. Then also, if you look at the best agers today in Germany, they have a very youthful appearance. They say, we don't feel old, we are still young. We want to do things, we want to see things, and this also reflects in the area of travel and eTourism. So they go for fitness programs, they say, okay, I want to lose a pound or 2, and yes, I want to have a beauty treatment, why not? Ayurveda and so on, and this is also of course something that is very attractive to them, but again the Ayurvedic treatments most of the time are very expensive, so maybe there are going to be some offers that will reflect the budgets that the best agers have. Now I'm coming to a little project we did here. What we were checking was travel offers in Germany. And we wanted to know, do they show us information about any help or quality service that I might need in terms of impairment? Maybe I cannot go up the stairs, as I said before. Do they say anything about a lift? Do they say anything about, for example, I need a special diet, can't eat this or that, or I'm allergic to something? Is there a doctor around? Things like that. And what we found, and this is just a little glimpse to that, there we have a bit more of data, but what I want to show you is, most of the time it's like that. It says a little bit about mobility, and it says, for example, yes, there is a parking lot, and so on. Most of the time there is no information available on what kind of services for example, hotels or others do have. It doesn't mean that these things are not there. It just means it's not mentioned. Now imagine your grandma wanting to do, or your grandpa, they want to travel, and they have now all these offers. They have 5 really great offers, but it doesn't say, well, let's say 10, or sometimes you have 100. It doesn't really say whether there is a lift, or whether I need a bathtub that it's not so high so I can get in and out of it again. Where is that information? It's not available at the moment. And that makes it very difficult, because actually, if you really wanted to check all the offers, what you would have to do, you would have to call them and say, well, do you have all these facilities? I need this, do you have it? And of course you don't want to do that. You have 50 offers, which are you taking the 5 top, and then you always call them. That's not the idea. And this is, I think, what is really, really, really going to change in the future. And therefore, coming to my conclusion, having all this in mind, we are going to see many, many more mobile silver surfers. You know, children and grandchildren are looking into their budget saying, okay, shouldn't we get grandma a mobile phone with internet access or a tablet PC? And I would opt for a tablet PC because it's much larger and it's much easier to use. And the internet is full of helpful comments on how a tablet PC for senior citizens should look like. You know, minimum size, what is good for their eyes, vision, and so on. you want to buy a tablet PC for your mom, for your grandma, this is the one you should, well, these are the ones you could take into consideration. And then at the same time, the providers are offering nice flat rates, and for starters, like $9.99 per month. And then you can give that to your mother or your grandmother, depending. I think there is going to be a real revolution there as well. Also, just moving to a bit aside, if this is going to be, or if the tablet PCs are going to be a household piece that is always there. Everybody has some tablet PC in their household, like a refrigerator, or more than one. You know, you have your Kindle, and then for the grandchildren, they have all their books on that, they go to school with it, and so on. And later on, you can use your tablet PC to manage your house, lights on, heating on and off. How can I connect to my doctor? I'm not that good walking anymore, for example. So with having that as a household commodity, it's the next generation of health management, not only for eTourism, but also for health management, that we have when we have all the silver surfers online. Then there is a new way of communicating with them and helping them to stay as long as possible at home. Yeah? And do all their booking and shopping from home, and also, for example, find adequate travel opportunities, which is the next point here, where I can find offers that really tell me, is this an offer for me? Can I really use that? Is there a bed with a certain mattress? Or do they have, for example, I'm not very well in hearing, or I don't see that well. I need maybe, for example, a telephone in the room with larger buttons so I see them, or whatever it is. So these kind of things will have to be offered in a way that people don't feel offended and they feel respected, and I think there will be many, many more of them. It's not there yet, but it will be coming, because it's such a huge number in terms of silver surfers coming along, wanting to travel. Most of them very agile still, but still not, of course, when they get a little bit older, they may have some impairment, and then they need these offers as well. And we will see that. There will be more information relevant to this group, and the first little trickle of that, I think you can see in the travel portal HRS. You see some of the information there for senior travelers, that they bring in this kind of information of parking and lift and so on. And I think there will be much, much more, and just wait till all the senior citizens have their tablets after Christmas. I'm sure for the next year, 2013, we'll have these kind of information in a much wider, a much broader capability as we see them today. So this is the conclusion and the forecast I would like to make, and if you have any questions right now, I would be happy to answer them. All right. Then, thank you. This is a Christmas tree from Furtwangen. Maybe you show your mom or grandma a little bit on your mobile device what can be done, and maybe she gets interested and becomes a silver surfer too. Thank you very much.